I'm going to show you some really neat things you can do with the Pathfinder tool. Under your rectangle tool, you'll see the little white triangle here. Click and hold that down, and then go ahead and click on this bar here with this little dot, and it will pop this thing out. So now you can move this around and make it more user-friendly if you like. So if you take your rectangle, make sure it's on default, white fill, black stroke, you can see you can make a rectangle any size you want. If you hold down your shift key, it makes it perfectly proportionate. Okay? It goes that way with all of these shapes. Okay? You can double click on the shape like this Polygon Tool, and I can double click on the desktop, and the window pops up, and it can say what my radius is, and I can say how many sides. I can say it's going to be 6 sides or 7 or whatever I want. Say OK, and there we go. So that's kind of nice, or you can just drag it out any size you want, right? So that's all up to you. Quick way to get rid of everything on your desktop is either say Command A, which selects all, or select all up here, Command A, or you can take your selection tool and just drag it over all this stuff, grab it, and hit delete. Okay, star, same thing. You can drag it out on your desktop. If you hold down your shift key, it does it straight. If you don't hold your shift key down, you can spin it, do it whatever you want. If you click on your desktop, this window pops up, and you can say what size you want it to be, and how many points on the star you want it to be, and voila. And you can always size it later. Again, if you don't hold your shift key down and you go to size it, you will stretch and distort it. If you want to size it proportionately, you got to hold your shift key down. Okay? So let's just grab that and clear that off. One thing I want to show you is this rounded corner tool, which is really neat. So again, you can lock it in size or not. If you select this with your selection tool, see these corner pieces here? If I grab one, I can literally change my corner radius, and it works this way too. So say I use the corner radius default, but then I change my mind, I don't want it to be a corner radius, I can just grab that dot and push it to the corner, and now I don't have a corner radius. If I said, oh, I do want to have it, grab that dot, move it in, and it moves all the corner radiuses. If you go all the way to center, now you have a perfect circle, which I think is a really cool tool that they've done. Okay, so let's do something else that's kind of neat. All right, so make a shape. And honestly, it doesn't really matter which one you want to do. I want you to open up Pathfinders, okay? Or over here, depending on what your window looks like, it's these interlocking boxes. So I'm going to drag this out because we're going to go through a bunch of these. Okay, and I'm going to fill this one with red. And I'm going to make a circle here, and I'm going to fill that one with yellow. And then I'll make a polygon. I'll just take this one and I'll make that one like a cyan. Okay. And I want these a couple of times, so I'm going to select all this. I can say Command C for copy, Command B for paste. It's all up here. Copy, cut, paste. Okay. And I can drag and drop it down to here as well. The reason is I want to show you something. These tools are really, really handy. Okay. So I can kind of line these up. Look at my Pathfinder here. This one does exactly what it says. It unites it. Voila! It's one piece now. If I select both of these and I say minus front, it knocks out the item in front of the object. If I select both of these and I say intersect, the only piece that's left is the intersection. So I want you to go through each one of these because they're really pretty neat. Command Z is undo. That's what I'm doing. Or up here, undo. But seriously, this is going to be your favorite keyboard shortcut. Command Z. Okay? So you can go through each one of these. This one actually trimmed it out. So what does that mean? Together, if I use my selection tool, it's still united. But if I come up here and I use my direct select tool, I can grab this one and pull it away. So it's actually separate pieces. Another way you can tell this is if you go up under View to Y for outline, you can see where all the lines are. So if I back this thing up, you can see what it looked like before I did that. You can see here's the box shape and the circle shape, right? So again, Command Y, I can see them together. If I move them, they're still separate. But if I do them together and I say trim, now when I go to outline mode, you can see it really is two separate objects. So Command Z to undo. So what this one looks like, which says merge. What does merge do? They're still together if I use my selection tool, but if I take my direct select tool, it peels it apart as well. So there's a lot of really fun things you can do with this. Let me grab both of these as well. And we're going to get into a whole lot of things throughout the semester with all these different tools, but I just kind of wanted to give you a quick rundown on some of these things. And it works with multiples, right? So I can combine all three, or I can overlap them. Let me do this way. You can knock them out of that shape. Can't do overlappy paths, right? So this is where divide, look what divide does. Now I actually have pieces and parts, right? So this will actually come in really handy. So please go through those exercises as well.